Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So I was actually just leaving lunch and checked Twitter, and I saw that my buddy Paul, aka Boy Green, put out a pretty interesting tweet, okay, regarding Kwon Alexander and Larry Ogunjobi. He said, according to Douzable sources, the Jets have made contract offers to both Kwon Alexander and Larry Ogunjobi. From what he understands, they are take it or leave it style of offers ahead of training camp, and it is up to the players on whether or not they'll accept them. He goes on to say that Douzable said that the Jets are hoping to land both players, but his educated guess is that the Jets will sign one, at least one, ahead of training camp. Okay, so again, shout out to Paul here. I'll leave both his YouTube channel and his Twitter down below in the description box. I highly recommend checking it out. But look, first initial gut reaction here, it makes sense. It fits the timeline from everything that we already know. Right, Kwon Alexander worked out for the Jets back before the NFL draft. I believe it was the same week. I could be wrong on that, but it was right up before the NFL draft. And then with Larry Ogunjobi, the news just broke just kind of out of nowhere. I remember it was like, I think like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock or something like that, and Adam Schefter just tweets out this bombshell saying that, defensive tackle Ogunjobi has been meeting with the New York Jets in consecutive days here, and that was huge. Right, that was big time, and a lot of Jets fans, including myself, thought that maybe something was going to get done, next 24 hours, 48 hours. Days go by and it's just no updates, right? No updates with Kwon Alexander, no updates with Larry Ogunjobi, and we're sitting here and we're thinking, why is that the case? And at the same time, they're not signing with any other team, so it's not like they're getting outbid. So it kind of led me and led a lot of Jets fans to believe that they have probably some contract offers on the table. They're maybe waiting to find the best spot, whether it's, with the Jets or another team out there. There's still so much time left between now and the start of training camp. There's not this huge sense of urgency, this big rush to sign either or both of these players immediately, right? As soon as possible. We have to stop everything that we're doing to bring in these players. No, of course, the players are still weighing their options and everything like that, okay? Because they want to find the best situation for themselves as well. So, we take a look at both players. What do we know? We know they both fit the system. We know they're coming off great seasons. Larry Ogunjobi, man, he really came onto the scene last year for the Cincinnati Bengals on the interior of that 4-3 Bengals defense. I mean, it was so much fun to watch, right? Him getting after the passer. I mean, his numbers were crazy as well. He was a 16-game starter first and foremost, and he recorded 49 tackles, 12 tackles for loss, 7 sacks, and 16 quarterback hits from an interior defensive lineman. Those pass rushing numbers are great. I mean, those are really solid numbers there. But of course, we do have to bring up the downside, right? Why Larry Ogunjobi is still out there. It's because he didn't pass a physical with the Chicago Bears. Him and the Bears reached a multi-year agreement, I want to say maybe a month ago. It was during the free agency frenzy, like right when that kicked off, and didn't pass the physical, and since then he's just kind of been out there. So of course everything has to, of course the Jets have to get the green light on that front. And then in regards to Kwon Alexander, he's coming off a season where he signed a 1-year contract worth $1.1 million. And given those circumstances, right, given that amount of money, the production that he was able to give that Saints defense, in my opinion, was totally worth it. 50 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks, and 8 starts, played in 12 games. So you got an 8-game starter, a guy who played in 12 games and who recorded a nice chunk of tackles for just over $1 million. Credit the Saints front office. Great signing. And of course, Kwon does have he is a familiar face to Robert Saleh, the 49ers defense, everything like that. I do believe Kwon would be a great fit as a 4-3 weak side linebacker. And if the Jets don't feel comfortable, I'm not saying they don't, but if the Jets don't feel comfortable with, Sherwood and Najee Dean, the younger players at that position, I do think Kwon, again, coming off a good season, a cheap option, a guy who knows Saleh, knows this defense, fits what they want to do, could be a huge benefit for Ulbrich and the overall production of the defense. At the end of the day, the Jets have got to get better. We cannot be the 32nd ranked defense in all of football next year. Just can't happen. And I'm not expecting 31. I'm not expecting 30, bottom 20s. I want to see a big jump. I'm not saying, hey, I expect the Jets to be a top 5, top 8 unit. I would love that to happen, but, you know, as far as realistic expectations, I'm hoping for a top 15 ranked defense. If anything, I want to at least jump 10 spots. Right, let's shoot for 21st overall in the ranked defenses, because of course the Jets are so young, and we don't know what's this isn't the final roster, everything like that. There's still some positions open and everything. But yeah, I mean, that's just kind of my first reaction, my overall thoughts. Kwon Alexander, Larry Ogunjobi, if the Jets have already made contract offers to both players, it does make sense because it fits the timeline pretty much perfectly. And to address the last point here about Douzable saying that his educated guess is that the Jets will get at least one of those players, I think, whether it's Kwon, whether it's Larry, I would be totally pumped, totally amped up with either one. Either one of those guys, both would be absolutely incredible. I think if the Jets could add both of these players, it would really kickstart this thing in the right direction. The Jets have made a lot of awesome moves so far in free agency and the draft. I'm expecting big things, but to add one or two of these players here, I do think will be a big benefit. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Can't wait to check them out. And again, Boy Green's links to his Twitter and his YouTube channel are down below in the description box. So quick shout out to him. I appreciate it. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and go Jets.